So, good morning everyone. I am Janice Meral P. Monterola from Btled 1-7A. So, for today's activity, I am going to discuss about pattern. Do you have an idea about pattern, class? So, I think wala may idea. So, let's start to discuss about pattern. So, pattern is in mathematics. A pattern is a repeated arrangement of numbers, shapes, colors, and so on. So, the pattern can be related to any type of event or object. And if the set of numbers are related to each other in a specific rule, then the rule or manner is called a pattern. Sometimes, patterns are also known as sequence. So, muna to siya ang definition sa pattern, class. So, ang patterns kuno kay is a repeated arrangement of different shapes, colors, or even objects. So, there are different types of pattern. So, the first type is symmetry. So, what is symmetry? So, if we say symmetry is a pattern in nature that ensures the balance and functionality. So, mao ni siya ang kanang symmetry, class. So, mao ni ang example. So, as what you can see in the picture, ang example kay mga leaves gani nga different siya og faces nga nagka-equal jud ang faces nilang duha. So, mao na siya ang symmetry. So, next is trees and fractals. So, trees and fractals is a never-ending pattern. Fractals are infinitely complex patterns that are self-similar across different scales. So they're created by repeating a simple process over and over in an ongoing feedback loop. So as what you can see in the picture, mga branches na siya sa trees ang fractals, class. So there are different kanang mga kanayhaging mga punuan mo na siya ang gitawag nga fractals. Kanayhang mga branches. So, nakakita na mo? Oh, thank you. So, that is trees and fractals. So, for the third one is a spiral. So, I know nga na may idea what is spiral, no? Kanang magtuyok-tuyok mo na siya ang spiral. So, the definition of spiral in types of pattern is natural pattern that produced as the organism develops or a hurricane is formed depending upon the dynamics of growth and formation. So, mo ni siya ang example sa spiral, class. So, as what you have seen, mo ni siya ang aloe vera. Nga kanang nindot yung siya tan-aon if namoy daghang tanom gani ngayon in ana formation. So, mo ni siya ang spiral. So, nindot yung siya tan-aon sa. Next is chaos, flow, and meanders. So, first, we will discuss the chaos. So, what is chaos? So, chaos is a form of order that lacks predictability. It's the study of how simple patterns can be generated from complicated underlying behavior. So, this is the example of chaos. So, kaning first picture. So, kanang sa inyong nakita, di ba, mga kuan siya no, mga kanaging cover sa shell. In ana siya og design mo na ang pattern sa chaos. And next is the flow. So, flow is a repeating pattern of swirling vertices caused by a process known as vortex shedding. So, this process is responsible for the unsteady separation of flow of a fluid around blunt bodies. So, some of the examples of flow is kanang if naka sa helicopter, then as you can see sa liuta, so na different ka direction o different pattern nga na form. So, mo na siya ang one of the example of flow. Next is meanders. So, meanders, it includes a series of regular sinuous curves, bands, loops, turns, or windings in the channel of river, stream, or other water course. So, makita sa ninyo sa mga tubig-tubig. But, ang some of the example ani kani. So, mura siya kabantay man ang tinai sa manok. So, inana siya class. So, this is the chaos, flow, and meanders. So, for the fifth one is waves and domes. So, first is waves. So waves is the oscillations that move through water, making visible kayo. So ang waves kanang makita nato sa dagat or even kanang manguan ta og tubig, di ba naman gihapon na waves nga mag-form. So mo na siya ang waves. And next, for the next picture, ang gitawag ana niya domes. So makita ni siya sa desert. So it is a repeating curves of many types like crescents, parabolas, domes, and sword shapes. So makita ni siya kanang muhangin ang mga bas gani kay main-ani siya. Mura siya mahimo pong waves ang formation. So that is the waves and domes. For the sixth one is the bubbles and foam. So this is are patterns in nature that are formed from repeating spheres. Foams are volume of bubbles of many sizes, where the spaces between each larger bubble contain smaller bubbles. So as you can see at the picture, kaning mga examples, bubbles na siya, pwede na siya kanang sa kanang kumalabat ta, makita ni nato siya, di ba, na yung mga different shapes, different sizes of bubbles, mga circles na nagkagamay. So understandable naman siguro kung unsa ng bubbles kay murag kita tanan manglabaman. So our tan ang mao na siya nga pattern. And the next one is tessellation. So tessellations is a patterns made of repeated shapes fitting together without gaps. Ang kani ko ng tessellations kay kanang mga patterns nga wala gani sila spaces, like compact sila sa each other. So some of the example is a pineapple. So kakita mo sa kanang panit sa pineapple, wala jud na siya kanang gaps sa usag-usa, like kanang sikit jud na sila. So, mao na siya ang tessellation. So, ang example na, makakita mo pineapple, maana mo, ay, ang pattern sa pineapple, sa panis sa pineapple kay tessellations. So, mao na siya. And for the eighth one is cracks. So, cracks, these patterns arise due to tension and drying. So, as you have seen, kay kanang cracks, kanang mga buak-buak nga mga kuan, tungod po ni siya, like for example, katong mga recent ka month. So, daghan tong cracks sa mga palayan class, kay pirmi man init, gaugara man ang mga yuta. So, makakos na siya og cracks. So, mo ni siya ang pattern nga ma-form cracks. And for the ninth one, or the second to the last, is spots and stripes. So, they have functions which increase the chances that the offspring of the patterned animal will survive to reproduce. So, some of the example is this, kanang mga panid sa mga tiger, sa mga zebra, matawag na nato siyang spots or stripes. Kaya ila man na siyang na-inherent sa ilang mga parents, sa ilang mga giasagikan, ilang mga ginikanan. So, mo ni siya ang spots and stripes. And for the last one class is the pattern formation. So, pattern formation is the science of pattern formation, deals with the visible, orderly outcomes of self-organization and the common principles behind similar patterns in nature. In developmental biology, pattern formation refers to the generation of complex organizations of cell fates in space and time. So, kaning pattern formation, kanang mga napurma na gani nga mga pattern, mo na siya ang gimin aning number 10 nga types of pattern, kaya mga porma-porma na, ana. So, kato ganina, gi-identify man to siya kani mga kanang formation na jud niya. So, nakasabot ra sa different types of pattern. So, before we end our discussion about patterns and what are the types of patterns, I have here a motivational quotes. So, it says, life is a series of patterns. They can either be ones you create or ones you fall into. So, I hope you will learn my discussion, and thank you for listening, and goodbye everyone.